Where do we start with Becky? Because she's quite the character, right? She's a combination of all those gals out there. And I'm not gonna proclaim that this is all women. This is a good chunk of women out there. This is probably about two-thirds of the dating pool over the age of 27 to 30, let's say, which happens to be the main demographic, the guys that watch, my videos. So, yes, strap in. Bomber Command is going to be taking some flack for this one, but we're also going to be dropping some cold, hard truth bombs. I'm just going to read basically straight from the chapter. I'm not going to give you the whole chapter. And of course, this is going to get some edits before it gets finalized. Kevin from Sales is also doing the edit for this book again. I thought he did a great job with the first book. So we've hired him again for the second book. Let's get right into it. So, Becky, today's modern woman. The term modern woman has been thrown around a lot. Now that women are getting degrees, high-paying professions, buying homes, paying more in taxes, and are strong and independent. I didn't put it in quotes, but I'm going to do that for the video. Let's call her Becky in this chapter. Becky's older than 27, and she's a working professional. I've dated a lot of Beckys. Again, name's not always Becky. Could be Rebecca, could be Jennifer, could be Chris, could be Christina, could be Kathy, could be Terry, could be whatever. You know all the names. So at no time in history did so many women ever parrot the phrase, "I don't need no man," or "a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle." But today it is very, very common. Women are earning more degrees than ever before. In fact, in colleges and universities, women outnumber men by a large margin. In large urban cities, Becky is everywhere. She is a very common avatar, my friends. She's far more common than the traditional woman that wants to be protected and provided for by a strong, virtuous man as a mother and a wife. Becky is the type of woman that uses hashtags like boss girl or hashtag boss babe in her Instagram posts. Do I have my phone handy? Let's just do a quick search and see what comes up. I'm always curious. Let's do boss girl first. Hashtag. See what we get up. There are 869,000 posts. And then what was the other one? Boss babe. Babe. Oh my god. Yeah, there's 5 million. And then it starts to show you accounts like MILF Boss Babe. Anyway. Anyway, so this is Becky's typical day. Becky gets up in the morning, usually as her fur babies jump on her bed as the alarm goes off, looking to be fed and taken out for a walk. She makes her bed, aligns 17 decorative pillows in just the right fashion. Yes, that's correct. Becky has not 2, not 4, but 17 decorative pillows. You've all been over to her place. She has her coffee and scrolls through her screen. She catches up on her horoscope, favorite group chats with her family, friends, and comments on how much she loves them all, her nieces, her nephews, and godchildren. She praises everyone in the group, in the chat, and there's also dispensed pictures of cute little Sally doing something simple like wiping her own bum. Of course, Becky comments. She then goes on to read messages from several men that she's ignored that have reached out to her while she was asleep, telling her how pretty she is, calling her a queen, and then messages a lot of men that have ignored her with "Good morning, handsome" messages, desperately hoping one of them will reach out for another date after they hooked up and went silent on her. Alpha seed, beta need, right in that little paragraph. Becky then takes a shower, puts on her power suit with padded shoulders, then admires her degree for a moment, framed in mahogany. Sometimes I bet Becky wishes she was made out of mahogany. There's little letters after her name reminding her that she is important. She then scans around her home and admires her decor selections and reminds herself she is strong and independent, what a total boss babe she is, and how lucky a guy would be to be with her. Sorry, I might have to drink and spray my throat a few times during this. You guys enjoying this so far? You guys let me know in the chat. Carrying on. She then says goodbye to her fur babies in her best baby voice. You ever notice that they're not like large dogs, like a dog that looks like it could rip off your arm and beat you with it, sort of thing. They're always like little white, fluffy, inbred, sort of weird dogs that yap at everything. Anyway, she says goodbye to her fur babies in her best baby voice and commutes to work to smash the patriarchy, often by serving male owned corporations. Becky doesn't see the irony of not wanting to serve a husband and family at home, but is okay with serving a man at work and paying taxes to the state. After a long day of smashing the patriarchy working for the man, Becky now finds time to fill one of her rotating weekly hobbies, drinking with her other strong and independent friends, maybe having workouts or a dinner, or returning some decor that she bought that didn't fit her style, maybe spending some time at work to climb that corporate ladder, slaving away at the machine to pay more taxes and be an even bigger boss babe. By the time Becky gets home, she often finds that the loves of her life, the fur babies, have either vomited or defecated in her home somewhere. After cleaning up the mess and taking the fur babies out for a walk while loudly talking on her phone in public to her mom or her sister or her BFF about how important her day was smashing the patriarchy, she returns home to fix a salad, sits on her couch, swiping on dating apps, looking for her equal partner. Disgusted by her options, wondering where all the good men have gone, and talking to several men completely out of her league, hoping one of them will be her knight in shining armor and eventually be her soulmate. Although, they mostly ignore her. What Becky fails to understand is that she is no prize. She's past her prime. She spent her early 20s partying, drinking, smoking, and doing too many drugs. She slept with so many men, she's forgotten half of them. And when somebody asks what her notch count is, she only remembers the men that she was in longer term relationships with, but forgot the names of most of the people she had one night stands with, was friends with benefits with, had threesomes, gave BJs to, or had lesbian encounters with. Becky accepts that she is incredibly interested in a man's future to provide for her burning desire for a family and children, but is unable to see that men of value aren't particularly concerned with her future, but very concerned about her past and baggage she doesn't see, but nevertheless brings to the table. You see, one of Becky's biggest conundrums was that she was sold the feminist lie of the strong, independent woman, but she also painfully feels the ticking of her biological clock and counting every egg that isn't being fertilized monthly while watching her friends and family have babies. I'm not sure how much of this chapter I'm going to read. Probably going to get through another page, and then I want to share a really interesting article that completely aligns with this Becky thing that I literally just got 20 minutes before I sat down here to get ready for the show. It's perfectly timed. How's the audio, by the way? In the good, looks good. Buttes. Um, yeah, yeah. Moff is in there, so make sure you stay in the waiting room for the Q&A section. Moff will be screening you guys out. We'll probably get to the Q&A in like 15, 20 minutes, so just stand by. All right, moving on. So Becky is delusional. Becky's expectations are so incredibly high, only a handful of men could meet her requirements. Yet every Becky has nearly the same expectation. When men ask her what she brings to the table, she tells them she is smart, she is funny, she is educated, has her own place, a car, and a career. What Becky doesn't understand is that she's describing a man and what makes him attractive. Setting aside her confusion around what she thinks men want, here's a lot of the red flags I mentioned in my first book, like debt, large notch count, is disagreeable and bossy, a feminist, not fit, obsessed with decor, masculine, has tasteless tattoos, can often be a single mother, and sometimes brings multiple children from multiple fathers. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.